Have you ever heard a beat so powerful that nothing could silence it? I mean, what if I told you that one of America's most influential rhythms wasn't born from an instrument at all, but from an act of rebellion? Okay, let's get into this incredible story of resistance, creativity, and a dance that literally changed the world. So we got to go all the way back to 1739, to the British colony of South Carolina. A single, desperate act of rebellion is about to happen, and it's going to set off this completely unexpected chain reaction, sparking a whole new art form from an attempt to silence a people. What you're looking at here is the historical marker for the Stono Rebellion. This is where a group of about 20 enslaved Africans, many from the Congo, raided a store for weapons and began marching south. They were headed for Spanish Florida, where they were promised freedom. And as they marched, they gathered more followers, waving flags, beating drums, and shouting one single powerful word: liberty. Now, the rebellion was brutally crushed, but the fear it created was immense. Plantation owners became absolutely terrified of the drums. See, they believed the complex rhythms were more than just music. They thought they were talking drums, a kind of sophisticated code used to plan another uprising right under their noses. Their response was swift and absolute. Laws were passed banning the use of drums by enslaved people. And you have to understand, this wasn't just about taking away an instrument. It was a deliberate attempt to sever a vital link to African culture, to communication, to community. But as they were about to find out, you can't erase a rhythm that easily. So what happens when your instrument is taken away? Well, you become the instrument. And this, right here, is the next chapter in our story, an incredibly innovative and defiant answer to that oppression. The solution was a dance called patent juba, which you might know as ham bone. It's this amazing percussive dance where the human body itself creates the beat. By stomping their feet, slapping their thighs, patting their chests, they could recreate those forbidden rhythms, keeping their culture alive right out in the open. And the rhythm itself is just beautifully simple and so resourceful. It breaks down into 3 main beats. You got a slap on the outer thigh, a slap on the chest, and then a slap on the top of the thigh. I mean, think about it. This was a ridiculously effective way to create complex music with no instruments at all. But this was so much more than just keeping a beat alive. It became a powerful tool for storytelling and for protest. Lyrics like these, which were often sung during the Juba dance, were a raw, unfiltered commentary on the injustices of slavery. The dance wasn't just preserving a rhythm, it was preserving a voice. Now, this powerful folk tradition was about to find its very first superstar, a young man who would take the Juba dance from the plantations and launch it onto the world stage. Born a free man around 1825, William Henry Lane grew up in the Five Points district of New York City. Now, this place was a true melting pot of poor Irish immigrants and free African Americans, and it was there that he absorbed the rhythms of African Juba and the steps of the Irish jig, and he blended them into something nobody had ever seen before. The guy's talent was just undeniable. In the 1840s, he got into a series of public challenge dances. Think of them like dance-offs, against John Diamond, who was considered the best white dancer in America. And in an era of intense racial prejudice, Juba won, consistently. He was proving his mastery and challenging the entire racial hierarchy, one dance battle at a time. His fame went international when the author Charles Dickens saw him perform. Just listen to this description. It's almost breathless. Dickens's account made Master Juba a sensation. It captures this almost supernatural speed and creativity of his style. This wasn't just dancing anymore. It was pure percussive genius. So Master Juba took the rhythm to the popular stage, but its journey was far from over. Almost a century later, that same rhythm would find its way into a completely different world, maybe the most unexpected place of all, the classical concert hall. Meet Florence Price, a musical prodigy. Price became the first Black woman to have her symphony performed by a major American orchestra. I mean, look at this timeline. This was a monumental achievement, breaking down massive barriers in the world of classical music. And here's where it all connects. The most powerful choice she made was in the third movement of that very symphony. She titled it Duba Dance. This wasn't just a name. With this, Price was weaving the entire history of enslaved people, their resilience, their creativity, their rhythm, directly into the fabric of American classical music. She was bringing the story of the plantation right to the symphony hall. So this beat, born from a band on drums, has never, ever stopped evolving. You can actually hear its echoes in music and movements that are still all around us today. You can see Juba's DNA everywhere. The intricate footwork of Master Juba, that's the direct root of modern tap dance. That classic Bo Diddley beat that basically helped invent rock and roll, yep, that's an adaptation of the ham bone rhythm. And the powerful tradition of stepping, practiced by Black fraternities and sororities, is a modern evolution of using the body as a drum. And this tradition is still alive and absolutely thriving. Companies like Step Africa aren't just preserving history, they're pushing it forward. They're performing for audiences all over the world, making sure this powerful legacy of rhythm and resilience continues to be told. Which brings us right back to that first question. From a desperate march for freedom, to a silent act of defiance, to the world stage, and into the very heartbeat of modern music. It seems that when a rhythm is tied so deeply to the human spirit, it can never really be silenced. It just finds a new way to be heard.